All right, let's get this show started!
Manel Kape and Israel Adesanya have reignited their ongoing rivalry. Despite fighting in separate weight classes, their beef traces back to September 2023, when Adesanya confronted Kape while defending his teammate Kai Kara-France. After a period of social media exchanges followed by relative silence, Kape has stirred the pot again during a recent interview with Jaden Cable, boldly stating he could beat Adesanya in a fight.
You versus Israel Adesanya, how would it go?
Very competitive fight.
Really?
Very competitive fight. Really? Why you say really?
You think you could beat him?
Of course. I'm black belt jiu-jitsu.
Adesanya fired back in the comments section with a gif and a series of laughing emojis. What are your thoughts on Kape's claim that he could defeat Izzy? Share your opinions in the comments section. Meanwhile, the historic UFC White House card is moving forward, with official matchmaking now in progress. UFC President Dana White announced Tuesday night that he's breaking from tradition by personally overseeing the matchmaking process. White confirmed he's collaborating directly with Sean Shelby and Hunter Campbell on the card throughout the week.
So I am now, there you have it, Zuffa Boxing. I am now heading into matchmaking for the White House. Starts right now. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
White later told CBS Sports that he expects the White House card to become the most watched UFC event in history.
What can you tell us, if you can tell us anything now, Dana, about the structure of the card? How many title fights is the right call? How many big names of old? Jon Jones, Conor McGregor, what are we going to see Sunday, June 14th?
Well, we're going to figure that all out this week. But, you know, this is like a one-of-one event. It's something that will never happen again. You know, so all the logistics are done. And now it's time we believe that this is going to be the most watched UFC event ever. This is going to be the most unique, amazing night of our entire careers. So when we go to do something, I like to deliver, and I like to deliver big. So we are, it's going to be special.
Dana White's previous claims about staying out of UFC matchmaking and fighter negotiations appear to be accurate. During testimony this week in Nevada Federal District Court regarding 2 antitrust lawsuits against the promotion, the UFC president stated that his top executives handle virtually all fighter business dealings. Hunter Campbell, Mick Maynard, and Sean Shelby manage these responsibilities. Sean O'Malley has confirmed this arrangement. The former bantamweight champion disclosed that throughout his UFC tenure, he's never negotiated directly with Dana. O'Malley clarified that he worked extensively with Sean Shelby initially before transitioning to primarily dealing with Hunter Campbell.
Dana White's saying he's not involved anymore and that Hunter basically runs the show. That was a huge headline.
Really? Dana White came out and said it, or someone else came out and said it?
Dana White is no longer directly involved in UFC matchmaking or fighter contracts, he revealed while testifying in the UFC antitrust lawsuit. I have less than zero involvement in fighter contracts. You won't find one manager on the planet who will tell you I've negotiated a deal and I don't know how long.
Yeah, I mean, I've never dealt with Dana ever dealing with fights. I've always dealt with, first for a long time I dealt with Sean Shelby, and then I started dealing with Hunter. Never dealt with Dana from fights or fight contracts or anything. Hunter's always done that. But yeah, so I'm not really that surprised, but I guess it is kind of surprising for like fans to hear. But yeah, I feel like I always kind of knew that Dana didn't really ever have anything. Not that he doesn't have a say, I'm sure he does, but he doesn't have direct involvement.
Corey Sandhagen has presented a peculiar explanation for why Sean O'Malley might be dodging their potential matchup. MMA enthusiasts have anticipated this clash between 2 explosive bantamweight strikers for years, considering it one of the most compelling stylistic battles available in the division. Sandhagen has relentlessly lobbied for this fight to happen. However, in a recent YouTube upload, Sandhagen theorized that O'Malley avoids fighting him due to romantic attraction.
I think that's it. Like, he's willing to fight other scary guys too. And then I'm like, well, maybe I look like a little bit too much like Tim Welch or something, and he just like doesn't want to fight another ginger. And I was like, okay, maybe that's a little bit of it. Now I was also thinking like maybe this dude's a little sexually attracted to me. I think that might be a piece of it, or it could be those last 2 together. I'm not really sure. But Sean and I need to fight on the White House lawn, and it's really like ticking me off.
Daniel Cormier remains skeptical of Jon Jones' story regarding his hip arthritis revelation. Jones recently admitted he suffers from arthritis severe enough to warrant hip replacement surgery. He subsequently insisted the information emerged during what he assumed was a private discussion. Jones claimed someone wearing AI-powered smart glasses captured the conversation and published it online without his awareness or permission. Cormier isn't convinced by this explanation. On his YouTube channel, DC expressed doubt that Jones was unaware of being recorded and speculated the disclosure might have been deliberate, potentially signaling his retirement from MMA.
Jon said the kid filmed him without his knowledge.
It is true. I do have arthritis, and the kid that leaked that was an absolute asshole. I was talking to some guys in Confidential, and he had one of those metal glasses on like myself, and he ended up posting that. That wasn't for everybody to hear.
Here's where I have a little bit of an issue with the statement. While I believe his intention may have been for him not to be recording him, it's very easy to tell if you're being recorded with the meta glasses. It's hard to hide that you're being recorded with meta glasses if you're in close proximity with the person that is using the glasses. Now, if I am 50 yards away from you and I'm recording you, okay, you may not be able to tell. But if I'm 2 to 3 feet away, like the kid was, they got like a white light on the side of the glasses the moment they start recording. The moment they start recording, they press that button, there's a white light on the side of those glasses that tells you that they are recording. How could he have missed that? It's hard to not be aware in those situations when you've lived a lifetime in the public eye. When you've been in the public eye, you build this almost sixth sense as to when people are recording it.
Mike Perry has revealed his version of the altercation with former rival Eddie Alvarez last Saturday. Though Perry wasn't competing at BKFC Knucklemania 6, he became central to the evening's drama after engaging in a massive brawl with Alvarez and his family members. The pair previously clashed in the BKFC ring during 2023, where Perry won via second-round corner stoppage. This encounter saw Alvarez and his family apparently landing strikes before security intervened to separate the combatants and restore peace. Days after the incident, Perry detailed what triggered the confrontation on his Overdogs podcast.
What happened was, I was sitting there with that hat on. I got bumped from behind. I was in the front row. I turned around like, hey, excuse me. It was Eddie Alvarez's son's girlfriend. I said, excuse me, watch out or something. And then the son kind of leans in and I was talking to her. But that pissed him off. He was talking, then the wife just keeps screaming and yelling at me. And I was like, look, I'm sorry. So then the son gets on me about my family, and he's saying, look, little hotheads can, say some. I'm looking at Eddie with a side eye, like, are you going to get either one of them before I start cussing at them and stuff? I'm getting mad. I'm lit. I was lit when I got there. So when the kid said that to me, I got a little heated. He got to me, I guess. I said, like, you're going to have to get used to that. People are going to speak to her or something. That's when Eddie got up and pushed me really hard. And it's like I just slipped. None of them started throwing punches until I fell down. I didn't know who any of these people were. I didn't even realize that many people was doing that. I wasn't really getting hit. And then this one guy comes, tries to knock him out, almost knocks out the girlfriend. I said something to his son to disrespect his son or whatever because he pissed me off. Eddie was doing what a dad should do, and he wasn't really trying to get me on the ground. I don't think from angles I saw he wasn't really trying to get in there. He was kind of trying to. I didn't have any boys. I'd be dolo. I'd be solo. I was next to my manager, and at first he was like this, but then he kind of just got body pushed out. And it's okay because I'm the fighter. I'm used to it.
Dominic Cruz delivered unfiltered criticism when Nelk Boys influencer Steiny appeared on his Love and War podcast. The former UFC bantamweight champion provided a brutally honest assessment of Steiny's fighting capabilities. With Steiny currently engaged in a feud with Cody Garbrandt, Cruz explained that Garbrandt likely targeted him as an easy opponent who lacks defensive skills. Staying true to his direct nature, Cruz delivered this harsh evaluation straight to Steiny's face without softening his words.
he hates you, I think that he knows who to beat up to get up the ladder the fastest, and you're definitely an easy fight.
Why do you say that?
You really don't know the answer to that?
You don't know me? What, you don't know me? How do you suspect I don't have hands? Maybe I grew up fighting, boxing. You don't think so?
Yeah, I mean, now I know you're a podcaster, so you know what to say to really get people hyped up, but you just know.
But don't you know as a fighter, you can't judge a book by its cover?
Not in fighting, it doesn't work that way. That works in real life, but in fighting, you do judge a book by its cover. That's exactly what you do. And okay. I can read this book. I've seen this book a million times. I know it in and out, bro, and you cannot fight, no chance. And I would know it from a mile away. And so did Cody, and that's why he's talking to you. He knows you're an easy money fight in the parking lot. And you know how quick that would go viral, knocking you out in the street?
Pretty viral.
Pretty viral.
Joaquin Buckley unleashed his fury at Shakur Stevenson for disrespecting the UFC. Earlier this week, Stevenson and Terence Crawford joined Adin Ross on his live stream. During the broadcast, Ross suggested that UFC events typically provide more entertainment value than boxing matches. Both Crawford and Stevenson vehemently disagreed, arguing that the UFC could never eclipse boxing and that the sports aren't even comparable in quality.
Great.
The skill level is different.
All right, so hold on, let me ask you guys a question. You don't think like Jon Jones would dominate in boxing, honestly?
Hell no.
What?
Hell
okay,
no.
Ilya Taporia.
Tell him come fight me.
He's a crazy boxer, bro.
I don't care. Tell him come fight me.
Hold on a second. What about...
UFC is good for what they do, and we good for what we do.
Buckley clearly took offense to these comments and expressed his displeasure in a video he shared across social media platforms.
But I just hate, and I'm going to just say this right now, y'all boxers are so disrespectful to us athletes, bro, in the UFC. Shakur, I'm on you. Even though you beat Timo, all the stuff that Timo was talking, all that trash that he was doing, he's saying he throwing bananas at you and all that type of stuff, right? Yeah, you beat him, but you should have knocked his ass out cold. But because you worried about your little record, because you don't want to get embarrassed, you want to blame it. Oh, well, it's the art of boxing. Or, I just want to show my jab all night. You ain't want to go out there and put on your best performance. So with that being said, stop disrespecting us, bro. We are way more entertaining than y'all. It just is what it is. When we watch you guys fight, it's predictable on who's going to win. So there ain't no excitement in that. In the UFC, you don't know who gonna get it. From the wrestling, from the submissions, from the from knees, from elbows, from kicks, spinning back kicks, spinning fists. And y'all try to say, no, y'all the real fighters. How? How y'all the real fighters? If we came outside, literally where I'm at right now, I could kill you. I'm not saying I want to kill you or want to take you off this earth, but realistically, I will kill you if we fought.
Conor McGregor seems to be intensifying his training camp preparations for a potential comeback, possibly at the proposed UFC White House event. A recent social media video showed McGregor working on his grappling techniques while directing provocative language at his training partner.
Keep going, move it, weave it.
You're under arrest. You're under arrest. Stop resisting.
Demetrious Johnson has nothing but admiration for Arman Tsarukyan. Tsarukyan recently had the chance to train alongside the fighter many consider the GOAT, receiving invaluable guidance from the former champion. DJ praised the UFC lightweight contender extensively, emphasizing Tsarukyan's rapid learning ability and intelligent training methodology. These qualities could help him capture a world title while sustaining minimal damage throughout his career.
I sat down and I like to reflect on what I just went through with that athlete. And one, super athletic, super strong, very, very good about adapting. You'll do something to him, then he'll start to adapt to it. Well conditioned. He never gets tired. And he's always willing to ask, and he's always a student of the game. I think out of all of it, I think I was more impressed about how good of a training partner he is with the size difference. And he will give me enough strength to move. And there's times he will actually try and I would use all my strength. And then just a great training partner. That's the thing I was most impressed by. If he's able to train like that with multiple people, he will have a long career of taking less damage. There's a point in time to start sparring hard, but I feel like he's a person that could probably go through his career training like that and become a world champion. I feel that.
Johnson confidently stated his belief that Tsarukyan represents the only lightweight division fighter capable of defeating Islam Makhachev.
Yeah. And now when you look at Arman Tsarukyan, after training with him, and if he fights Ilia Topuria, I think he has the athletic ability, the skill set, and the mixed martial artist and the mindset to be able to beat Ilia Topuria.
During their light sparring session, Tsarukyan found himself completely overwhelmed by Demetrious Johnson's incredible speed.
Boom, 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 and then whack. You can do that.
How can I get like the explosives?
You can, baby, you can.
No?
Yes, with the right training program, we get you right where you need to be.
Yeah.
Okay. You want the water?
No, brother, I just started.
UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall underwent surgical procedures on both eyes Tuesday as he continues recovering from dual eye pokes sustained during his bout against Cyril Gane at UFC 304 in October. Aspinall documented the operations online in partnership with his medical team at Optegra in London. Tom hasn't received clearance to return to competition, but has expressed his desire to reschedule the Gane fight immediately upon recovery. The statement read that after his widely reported eye poke injury, Optegra's specialist team proudly supported MMA fighter and UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall. Over recent months, they've collaborated closely on his rehabilitation. Following operations on both eyes, they continue working to restore Tom's vision to competitive standards. MMA reporter Ariel Helwani noted that the UFC reportedly considers stripping Aspinall of his heavyweight title, since the eye surgeries could sideline him until year's end. However, an outright stripping seems unlikely. A more realistic scenario would involve an interim title bout, while Tom completes his recovery process. Here are the internet's top 3 memes. The third meme came from MMA Outsiders. The second meme originated from Dana Trump, while the number 1 meme was created by Knockout.
What a guy, what a night. UFC 298, Anaheim, California. Certainly one for the books. What a guy, that fucking guy.
Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest MMA news.